I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm a former executive recruiter. I now coach people in organizations about job search, hiring more effectively, managing and leading, workplace-related stuff, I coach around workplace stuff. I'm most well known because of my recruiting background. I also host No BS Job Search Advice Radio, the #1 podcast on Apple Podcast for job search. Have a great YouTube channel, a Job Search TV, and recently launched Job Search TV on Amazon as an app, on Roku as well, and the information is available on bingenetworks.tv if you happen to have an Apple TV and like 90 different other sets. So, not long ago, I wrote for Forbes.com an article that was basically talking about taking job applicants off the script. Answering predictable questions in predictable ways that don't really have you learn a heck of a lot about them. And my concern is, frankly, the statistics on employer dissatisfaction with their new hire is pretty brutal. I'm not going to go into the numbers, but most of you are pretty dissatisfied with the people you hire within a year of them coming on board. So I'm trying to head that off. And I was reminded of that original article, which I'll give you a link to in the show notes. But I was reminded of this from an article that I stumbled into on B2C.com. It's actually business2community.com, called At Ease, Why Casual Interviews Work Better. The concept is you want to have conversations, not interviews. You want to get them off the script and not ask them things that are as predictable as most of you ask. So the concept is have chats instead, because it gives people a chance to open themselves up. And thus, in doing this on your side of this, you include some team members, and that has the benefit of improving employee experience. You relax the dress code. You'll find out more about their soft skills. And now let me tie this together with my article where I talk about some questions that you might ask very quickly in your interview, designed to get them to open up. So instead of asking, tell me about yourself or walk me through your background, you start off by asking, what's most important to you in the next job or organization? And the reason for this is if you can't give them what they're looking for, why are you going to bother with additional time, right? Why do you do what you do is the second question. Because if you're hearing about, I'm doing it for the money, it's very different than saying, I'm someone who fell in love with technology when I was in grade school. And you go through their history of how they fell in love with this. And you're learning something about them and their character. What did you want to be when you were growing up is the third question. And whatever they say is fine, because you really don't care about that answer per se, but it opens them up further. So if he or she says, I dreamt of being a performer for the ballet, or I wanted to be a pitcher for the Yankees, that's great. And, they'll probably start laughing. And then the fourth question is, how did you get from there to here? And it's not about judging them. It's about listening to their intelligence and maturity about the choices that they made. And it could be something as simple as I was pressured into it by my parents. I used to have a great arm, and they told me I wasn't good enough to pitch for the Yankees. Whatever it is, what's happened is initially you've loosened them up and you've had a conversation. And then say, I have Fred over here, I have Felicia over here, I have Shaniqua over here, and they're going to talk with you a little bit about the work and some of the things that you'll need to know, and then invite them into the conversation. I'm going to bow out for about 15, 20 minutes. They'll let me know when you're ready for the next part, and you get them involved in this as well, in the evaluation and assessment. If you're if you're interviewing on a number of the video platforms, you can record it and thus be able to review it later on. But the idea is Take people off the script of asking the same boring questions. Get them to lower their guard first. Be friendly. Be nice. Even if you're stressed, be friendly. Be nice. Get them to open up and you'll avoid making too many mistakes. Hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. My website is thebiggamehunter.us. Go there and go exploring. There's a lot there in the blog to help you. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, there's a button on the homepage where you can schedule time for a free discovery call or schedule time for coaching. I would love to help you. Lastly, watch on Amazon. We're going to be rolling out soon a channel called Career Angles, and you'll be able to get advice to be more effective as a manager, with hiring, being more effective in the workplace. Lots of great information there. Hope you have a terrific day. Oh, you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Click the small icon in the lower right or the picture of me in the upper left. Be great. Take care.